welcome back to another Tubers High School Challenge recap. And this time it's Hybris. This was my pick, Zeusdaz, or you know me, it's Zeus. And I thought we'd do an Amiga game this time. Threw some people off, because usually it's arcade games, usually. But this time, no, I thought I'm going to bring a game that decided me on owning an Amiga back in the day, and the result of me selling my Atari ST. And that's this game, Hybris. It's an unbelievable shooter, and it set the tone. And this was back, it was being programmed in '87, it was released in '88 by Discovery Software. And it was just an incredible game. Just sold my ST virtually straight away, and became an Amiga owner, and still own the very machine that I bought back then to now. So anyway, the challenge was score as much as you can, but let me just explain the problem here. As some of you know, and just to clear up some confusion, there are differences between the crack copies and the originals. As I found out, the original disc does not award you extra lives as early as 100,000 and 300,000, unlike the crack versions, which gives you extra lives at those stages, which makes it unfair for those using original discs, and me being one of them. And the idea was 3 lives, that's it. So I had to make a decision to make it fair for everybody, and I come up with the idea, okay, I'll watch your videos, and the moment you die the 3rd time, regardless if you've got any more lives in the bank, the moment you've lost your 3rd life, that's it, it's game over. Whether you play on or what or not, it doesn't matter. That's the moment I will take your scores. So I've looked through every one of the runs, and we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, let's have a look, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, we've got 11 runs. Could have had 15, but some of you couldn't get the game to work on your emulators or Xboxes or whatever, and one case hasn't even got a PC. So sadly 4 of those runs didn't come up, but we got 11, and let's start off with them now, so shall we? So don't get confused if you feel you got a higher score. It is when you've lost your 3rd life. So yeah, that's the deal. Right, here we go. In 11th place. This is a mouthful, and I won't get this right. At the very last hour on the Sunday, getting there running. And it's a good job, because second from bottom would have been bottom. So you've got to thank this chap. Lactobacillus prime. That's not even, what a name. I can't even do it right. Lactobacillus prime. Anyway, it's Mark. Hello, Mark. What a name. Can you explain? He scored 70,350. 70,350, by far obviously the lowest score, but he did get his run in at the last second. So good sport, obviously, putting that through. In 10th position, yes, in 10th position, you need to thank the guy I just mentioned, because if it wasn't for him, you, Mr. Acidonia 150, would have been bottom. Which is quite unusual for him, actually. In the time I joined Tubers High School Challenge, he's usually a good halfway up or even higher on his runs, but this, he would have been bottom if it wasn't for that last run being put in at the last hour. But he scored 123,375 after his 3rd life. Number 9, in 9th position, is Harold Stuff, scored 172,000. In 8th place is James Avery, who put in a run to suppress his guilt for posting up something else completely irrelevant during my pick on Tubers High School Challenge, even though I'm only joking. But he still was good enough sport to put a run in. It's his way of apologising, even though I was only taking the piss. But he scored, these are very close, these two, Harold Stuff and James Avery, he scored 174,550, so only a couple of thousand more than Harold Stuff. So good going there. In 7th position, we have Luke Rainford, scoring 190,900. Again, let me emphasise, these are the moment you've lost your 3rd life. So some of you would have scored more than this in your 4th and 5th life, but the 4th and 5th lives don't count. Right, in 7th position, Amiga Old School, with a score of 197,225. Good score there. Now I'm not sure if some of these runs are on the 2nd level. I didn't actually take a note of that. Right, in 6th position, Mark Blaster the Gamer, Big jump here, 267,575. Was a lot more, but he used his 4th and 5th life, so that doesn't count. So 267,575 for you, mate. In 4th position, Old Style Gaming, with a score of 269,800. Again, I think these are getting to level 2s now. 3rd place, Daft Priest, 297,525. Very good run there. In runner-up position, 2nd place, Walking the Cow. Big jump here, 401,650, and I think he got to the very beginning of level 3, the final level. And your 1st place, your winner, who possibly could it be? It's the god, it's Zeus, it's me, with a game completion score of 1,022,550. That's roughly 2.5 times more than the runner-up. But I've loved this game. I've played it since it came out. So, and that's a game completion. The only game completion of this run. Well, that's 11 runs. So thank you very much for all those that took part. That's really cool of you. I'm glad you like that game. It is a really, really good game. So that wraps it up. That wraps up the recap. So thank you very much again for taking part. Until my next pick. Zeus out.